When I was younger, and obviously I believed in Santa, I believed in fairies, I believed in magic, and I know now that fairies and magic are real, but Santa was one of those things where you almost like really, as a child, you look up to him and you really want to please him, and it's like having a granddad, or like, say, even it's like God. And so when I grew up, I wasn't really introduced to God, and I wasn't really taught about God other than at school, which I didn't really enjoy Christianity or religious studies because it felt like they were trying to push something on me. So I didn't grow up with God, but I did grow up with Santa. And obviously, the myth of Santa and Christmas, and then what happens is eventually you get to this age where the magic dies because you find out it was all a lie. And I think that I don't have children, so I can't really talk about this fully because I know people talk about the real excitement and the real joy that's on children's faces, and it's children that make Christmas with the excitement and stuff because of their belief in the magic. So I can understand why people do this, and I think it's something you'd probably have to start from the beginning of having children rather than like something you could introduce to them. But for me, like, if a child has Santa as their kind of God, this grandfather figure or this father figure up in the heavens or up in the sky or up north, who knows when you're good or bad and gives you gifts if you're good and you want to please him, and it's like this kind of magical, mythical, like, man similar to God. When you find out it's not real, I think that on a soul level it might be very like hard, because it's like your thoughts or beliefs in magic and God and like spirit realm and stuff get kind of dashed as well. So I think it might end up being more traumatic for a child to believe in Santa Claus and then have that belief ruined than to just instead teach the child about God instead of Santa from the beginning. And then what happens is when they grow up, they never have to have the, oh, he's not real, it was all a lie, and you don't have that loving grandfather or father figure there looking after you. Instead, the child can always, and they can grow up and always have a strong and beautiful relationship with God, and it's never a lie and it's real. And I know that like Santa gives you presents, and with God it's like it can take time for you to see his gifts, and it's not quite like the same as, if you relied on God to be your Santa, you're not gonna really wake up with presents on Christmas morning unless your parents did it for you. But again, that is still the lie, because if they were saying, oh, God's left you these, it's still the lie, because God didn't, although you could say that God worked through them to do that, so that could be a good thing to do. Anyway, what happens is, even though it takes longer for God's gifts to show, that's probably a better thing for you in life anyway, because we've kind of got so used to things happening so instantly and getting things so instantly, and this instant satisfaction, this instant pleasure, that it's become this point where like our attention span and the truth of being in this 3D realm where things do take time, we kind of don't have time for it anymore. So I think it's important that we learn patience, and we're just taught the truth rather than lies, because magic is real. God is real, angels are real, the spirits are real, fairies are real, and so there's no need to lie and make up mythical beings. We can just tell them the truth, the true beings, and we can help them have relationships with those that will assist them in the long term. And I think we just need to have like a switcheroo of our traditions and basically stop lying.